Happy Halloween, everybody!
Hi, happy Halloween!
Woo! 8 o'clock in the morning. We get started early. Welcome. We are Women Rising. We are the Conscious View. And today it's going to be all about fun manifestation, releasing that which doesn't serve you any longer. And we're going to play a really fun creating your ideal life. But before we get started, we're going to jump right into introductions. I'm Debbie G. I'm coming in from Huntington Beach, California, and I am so grateful that you're all here today. On to Miranda.
Hi, I'm Miranda Clendening. Good morning. I'm one of the co-directors of UNIFY and helped start this Women Rising series, and super happy to be here with you. And I live in Crestone, Colorado.
Hi, Karen Palmer here. I'm here in Solvang, California, and super excited. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Go ahead. I'm Ondrea Lynn, and I'm tuning in from New Paltz, New York. Great to be here with you guys. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Rachel Morrison, tuning in from Loveland at Sunrise Ranch, and I'm really great to be here. And I'm like kind of waking up this morning. I woke up really early to do this makeup and stuff, so I might be jogging with you guys today.
Okay, Sarah, hands up on which one of us. How early did we get up to do this? This is, I mean, I was so excited. I felt like I was in like kindergarten, you know, when you got to get up and you get to go on the school parade, you know, and I was just like, and I'm loving this. I'm like ready to play. I'm ready to play musical chairs, which we could actually just start doing. We could play musical chairs just like this, you know, and it just have a blast, you know. It's all about play and fun and joy, right?
That's awesome that it can do that. And Danielle?
Hi, I'm Danielle E Molella from Millbrook, New York. And this took me a long time to get on.
I was going to get up at 8, and I only got up 20 minutes ago. So luckily my costume is really easy.
That's the way to do it.
Perfect.
Oh, you guys are killing me. I mean, that is like seriously, Danielle, that makeup. Look at well, let's just, you know, look at it really up close. Look at this.
It's beautiful.
Yes, Queenie.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. You win.
So nice.
That's insane. Yeah, no, that's just.
I want
it. I do too. All right, so we know who's going to do our makeup on our Halloween tour. So, wow. So good morning, everybody in the audience. Who wants to just dive right in with our release party?
Well, I love Ondrea since she was missing last time and has been running this amazing 5-day reset, divine body reset, to give us a recap of how that's going and a big invitation into our 21-day challenge that's coming up. And take as much time as you need, Ondrea, to do that.
Wow. Well, the 5-day, I've gotten some really amazing, I guess, love notes from people. And honestly, that's got me through the week. So thank you to those who sent me love notes to say really what has shifted for you. And a lot of you that have done the 5-day, I think the one love note I got 2 days ago was that she was down 10 pounds. She went to her doctor, and the doctor's like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Her blood work had shifted, and all her numbers have already changed within about 7 days of this work. So that's like really targeting the body, the mind, and the spirit. And she's not the only one. A lot of people have lost anywhere, or released, I like to use that word, anywhere between 5 to 10 pounds in that 5 days. So remember, it's not just like our body weight, right? We're targeting what's heavy in our mind, what's heavy in our heart, and that's what we're releasing. So it shows up in the body because the body is what is like our filter, right? Between heaven and earth, between sky and earth. So a lot of love notes there that are coming in, and a lot of new awarenesses that have happened for people. A lot too of binge eating has stopped. You know, they've got a handle on that, and they're understanding deeper of why they've been binge eating, which I think is huge. So I'm really excited about that. I know that some of those women that were in that have sent me love notes. They've said, you know what, I'm just on day 9. I'm going to keep going with this. So that is a blessing in itself that it's working, right? The tool is working for you guys. And the 21-day really takes it to the next level. And if you guys haven't seen the video yet, where I share, what's the missing piece to kind of bridging the body, the mind, and the spirit, is to focus on the emotional body, because the emotional body is the feelings. And if we're continuing to run from our feelings and we're not really feeling our feelings, then it's just going to bite us in the butt. It's going to catch up with us. So I hope you guys have checked that out. If not, be sure to tune into that, because it's just a free kind of another tool, right, to address the emotional body, which then takes us into the 21-day. The 21-day is about, again, the body, mind, and spirit, but it's about detoxing our feelings. We do a forgiveness flush. So it goes a little deeper into, I feel like, the cells of who we are and the memories that our body holds. So I'm excited that that's coming up. So if you guys haven't checked that out, please do. That definitely, I know UNIFY has been sending out the emails. So check your email and maybe check your spam, because it might be in there too.
Wow, Ondrea. I don't know why.
It's your mom.
I know, it's like a monster voice. Oh.
That's all right. And the link to go to the 21-day is right there in the chat. So, and I have the 5-day, I've done it twice. It is seriously awesome. But the 21-day is definitely guided by all the angels. So that's another gorgeous part of the 21-day experience. But without further ado, let's jump into some fun, you guys, because that's what we want to get into today. We want to get into some fun. It's called releasing that doesn't work for you any longer, because there's a lot of things going on. And right now we have, this is the opportunity to look and really evaluate in your life what is and what isn't working, and to just step into that. So I want everybody that's on right now to please just take a moment and think about what it is that you'd like to release. Just as an observation, not judging it, not looking at it like it's a problem, not looking like at it like it's something that, no judgment, just this no longer serves you. What would you like to release? And which one of you ladies want to guide us through the release process? Anybody?
Well, is it doing monstery voice now?
Yes, that'll scare away that stuff.
I say that because I have a microphone issue and I'm going to have to fix it while y'all ladies are doing it. So who wants to take over to do the release part of this? And then I'll be back.
I could do a little bit of it.
Great.
I do a lot with clients, and it's always a work in progress for myself and others. But what I found that works is really feeling into what it is that you want to release. Is there a story there that is something that you've been subscribing to for many years, and you realized, oh, I don't think I need that anymore. Say it's self-sabotage. That's a good one. Self-sabotage. Do I need that anymore? Do I need to hold myself back anymore? So feeling into your body, feeling where it feels like to have that. When I feel like there's something that I need to release, I actually feel a tightness somewhere or a restriction. And so I feel into the body and really tune into what that feels like to keep it. And usually it feels like shallow breath, and it's hard to expand. And then I just use your imagination, because sometimes it's really hard to let go of these things. So I imagine not having it anymore, being free of that, being free of self-sabotage, really going for what I want and getting it and having it, and then feel what that feels like in my body. And usually it feels so much more free and open and expanding. And I just am able to like revel in that energy of expansion and sit with that. And that's how, for me, releasing the things that first it's really looking at what things are holding us, what things you want to let go of. I love rituals too. So writing it down is really important. You can use sage because it's a full moon. It's a great time to let go because this energy is going to help us release it even easier. So write it down, throw it in a fire, crumple it up, whatever you need to do to make it help you release. One of my friends wrote the things that she wanted to release on a rock. She threw it into the river. Those are all great things. And then once those are released, really feel into what you do want. And then having that energy of having it and feeling the expansion helps your body to reset. It's actually telling your cells that on a cellular level, your body, what your body wants and what you want in your life on a cellular level. So it helps to get into that energy of having already. And use your body as a barometer because it really is very helpful. When pain or discomfort shows up in your body, it's really telling you something needs to change. Can we look at this? So when you have a discomfort or body or pain, look at it as not, oh, I'm in pain and it's going to be here forever. Look at it as like, there's a message here. I need to look at it. And it's here for a reason because it's probably ready to release. So things show up in the body when they're ready to release. So that's my 2 cents on releasing. You're on mute, Debbie.
I was on mute, guys. I'm telling you what. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can. Okay, I did change microphones. So that was absolutely beautiful, Danielle. Thank you so much. And we would love any input from the audience, any questions or anything that you might have going on for you today. Halloween's definitely different this year. And as we step into this holiday season, I think we're all looking at it and facing things a little bit differently than maybe we've ever faced before. And I mean, I think all of us are in this whole entire universe right now. So I love moments like this where we can get together. The other favorite release that actually Karen and I do this a lot, and I bet the other ladies do too, is the, and I never say it right, so the famous Hawaiian prayer.
Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
See, I tell you about it.
It's tricky. I have to say it slow. I have to slow myself down. And it's really good because when we slow ourselves down, we slow our breath down, we slow everything down. And Ho'oponopono is bringing us to 0 point, to bringing us back to our true nature, to our true self.
And it's beautiful. And it's very, very simple. You want to guide us really quickly? We'll just do this for a minute and then we'll have some play time.
You want me to guide it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I kind of do it like a song. It helps me to remember when I'm getting my separated illusionary self, when I feel like I am like not being my true self. I sing to myself. I give myself a hug. I start with that and I say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I kind of rock myself like when I was a little girl, when there was nobody there to rock me. And I just remind myself that I can be that for myself now. And I remind myself that my true self never left me, has always been with me, has always been guiding me. And I just sing it nice and soft. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And then I just start to let myself feel What am I sorry about? What do I love about myself? What is so exciting about forgiving? You know, because forgiveness is a gift that we give to ourselves. And every time that you let yourself come into those points of, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, you are bringing yourself back to your true point of nature, where that is where we are already complete, we are already whole, we are already perfect. We've been taught to believe that we are not perfect, that we are not complete, that there's something we're searching for, that our higher self is out there somewhere and we need to go find it. We need to go to a retreat. We need to go here. We need to go there. We need to go to India. It's in India. If you go to India, you're going to find yourself. And you know, it's so funny because when we find our true self, we realize it has never left us. It's never been gone. It's only our awareness that leaves. And it's like a cloud. So we are like the sky, and all of our feelings, emotions, the relationships, everything that we have that are phenomenal, they just float by like clouds. So that's what I do for letting go, especially now in the full moon, because this is a really beautiful time for us to harness the energy of the full moon, to allow that energy of release. So I make it super easy. I ask, and actually don't ask anymore. I declare that I am letting go of anything that is not divine love, light, and truth. And I just say, that's it. I'm letting it go. I'm not interested in anything that is not divine love, light, and truth. I'm just not interested anymore. And I don't go into the whole process of, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Because I've done that process. That process is done for me. But if you are in a process that you need to really look at, why am I feeling this way? Let yourself be really gentle with that part that is saying, I feel this way because I really feel like I need to be seen and heard and validated. Well, where did you not feel seen and heard and validated? So find that in yourself and then bring that to yourself by bringing it to your mighty beloved I am presence, by bringing it to your beloved true self and saying, here's where I feel like I'm not complete. Can you help me look at this differently? And you'll be able to see it differently.
And I would like to talk about, beautiful Karen, by the way, too. It's beautiful to have a song for yourself. This is never, I have a song that I play, and I imagine the angels. It's actually the Sarah McLachlan In the Arms of the Angels song. And I imagine the angels wrapping their wings around me and me being able to just rest in that when I need to process and be held by the angelic realm, because they do. But I wanted to bring up a piece of this too, because for anyone that's having a lot of resistance towards even hearing this conversation or having this conversation, there is a big piece of this around actually making a choice to release and making a choice to take a next step and making a choice to be in the transformation process and to make a choice to go towards your most amazing life possible. And I do believe, after working with many, many people, that choice actually starts with a visioning process of the most amazing life that you want to have. Otherwise, sometimes it's too hard to make the choice, or you don't have enough of a reason why to make the choice of forgiveness or of letting go of anger or starting to take the next steps of growth that lead towards your amazing life. And sometimes there's not enough reason in your life right now to just say, you know, I want to do something different, or I want to start to be on this path. So last week we had talked about an old world dying and a new amazing world coming, and a renaissance of awakened people on the planet working for solutions for every problem on Earth and creating new systems on the planet. And a lot of us are a part of that. All of us on this call are a part of that, and a part of broadcasting in different channels, writing books, doing everything that we can to show this this new age, this great awakening, the golden age, this prophesied time period that we're in, and the amazingness of it. And with UNIFY, we've been doing that actually since 2012, because there's been an entire story going on of an amazing world starting to birth, and a whole new exciting chapter coming as we all are going through the chance for accelerated evolution. And that starts within ourselves. But it also starts within ourselves with a view of something big and beautiful and amazing. And if you've never done something like a life map or a, Debbie showed me this really cool thing, this technology platform called Mirror something. I'd love for her to talk about that in a minute when I finish, but it also has a pathway to finding your soulmates, your tribe, this kind of stuff too. So it was really cool self-discovery kind of thing, but it tells you so many beautiful things about yourself based on your astrology and gene keys and Mayan type and all these different cool things. But in the work that a lot of us do, even if people come to an empowerment workshop or a women's workshop, a sisterhood circle, the first thing we do is vision amazingness together in our life, and being part of the 21-day program. There's a piece of that if people are joining us, but doing it on your own as well. Go out there and find a cool. Debbie can suggest the little reading that she sent me the other day, which is really cool. But there's other ones. Just look up Life Map. Envisioning my amazing life, something like that will take you through just a dream process of, where am I going in the future? Even if it seems crazy right now, you can put it on there. Okay, this is my 10-year plan. This is my entire lifetime plan. What kind of legacy do I want to leave? What amazingness do I want to bring to my life that might not be there right now? And then the biggest things about choice point, when we go through these workshops, we usually are able to help bring people to their choice point pretty quickly of what they're willing to let go or whether they're not willing to let go of a process yet. So we go through forgiveness, and sometimes people map out, who do I need to forgive? Who am I holding on to something about that is causing me anger, pain, frustration? I just can't resolve it. It like goes around and around in my head. This has been there for me. A couple of my exes and coming out of abusive relationships and just having so much anger. I mean, some nights I would have to imagine the person I was so mad at dying before I could actually go to sleep because I was that mad. And now I've gone through forgiveness. There's still some anger there, of course. We don't completely detach from ourselves and everything that happened, but once I was able to forgive, it brought me so much more inner peace, and I could go to bed at night with a freedom of dreaming about life and the future and be back to myself. It really was holding me back, that anger and not being willing to forgive yet. So definitely give that deep thought about whether you're ready to or not. And it takes a while to even be ready sometimes. But if you aren't ready to cross the line over into letting go of anger, letting go of something, letting go of holding on to a victim kind of space that's overwhelming you, these things, we lead women to know where they're making a choice to either stay in the past or stay in something that has hurt them, stay in trauma, or start the process of loving yourself, forgiving, and not being stuck in no longer making that choice. So I just wanted to bring that up, and it does take work, and we'll continue to talk about these kind of things, but just thinking about it for yourself. And is there something that's keeping you stuck? And have you done a visioning for your life and where you want to go? Do you truly believe that we're going somewhere amazing? Have you sat in prayer and meditation with that before? Has it really started to rock your soul in a beautiful and amazing way? That's one of the biggest reasons we're here, to just keep saying that and help you believe and see what we believe, because it is an amazing, amazing life once you're on the side of it, of being able to see the world in its amazing transition of awakening to harmony with our planet and harmony with each other.
I loved all that. And what she was talking about and what I'm making reference to on the report is called Sophia's Mirror, sophiasmirror.com. And it's the coolest report. I love this. And maybe, I know this is Women Rising, but we could possibly invite Stephen to come on. And I've had him on before. These reports are intense. I mean, they are definitely, it's all about finding your soulmate, which is you. So it's super, super duper cool. Rachel, do you have something you'd like to talk about with releasing before we step into what manifesting our ideal life, what a fun tool we could use from each of us?
Sure. I think I could have a few things to say today. Thanks. And I'll braid a little bit that next segue about releasing and the power of manifestation. I know that they go hand in hand. One, like the thing that's at the forefront of my mind is one of those things that I dare not talk about. And it's the power of sex magic, to be honest, and what it means to have a heartgasm. And when you release that much energy into the world, it becomes a magnet for manifestation. So let's just put it into that perspective for a moment, right? When we fully release, like we feel the energy, right? And I'm saying heartgasm specifically because it's when your heart explodes and it feels like all of your magic and your prayers and your intuition and your guides come on board all at the same time and make the path crystal clear because you got crystal clear. And letting that be the energy that pulls you into the world instead of us trying to fight it, fix it, and work against a system or any of that stuff. You're actually allowing yourself to let your pleasure be your path. And that's really important. And we can't do that without releasing our prayers, right? So one of the practices that I have in that is having such an intimate experience with my prayer field that I can literally feel the prayer field shoot out of my body and go into the world. And because I've had such an intimate experience with the way that the prayer feels, the way that that level of communion feels, I'm very aware of the subtle energy that shows up in the world that becomes those breadcrumb clues or guides or hints or invitations that feel really resonant to the way that prayer feels. And just letting that be the dance, it just feels really, really good. And today is Halloween, and it is the blood moon, and it is also a blue moon, and it is also a hunter moon. And so one of my friends sent an article kind of explaining what that meant. And what it meant was that today is under the light of the full moon, under pagan ritual. It was called a hunter blood moon because what people were doing was using the light of the full moon in this cycle before we go into deep winter to make the hunt. so that they had enough food to last through the winter. And so tonight, when we choose, if we choose, to bare our souls, bare our light under the light of the full moon, we have an opportunity to let what's in the way be the way, right? Miranda talked about this trauma. I can't believe that was something that was going on in your mind and in your heart around like what needed to happen before you went to bed. I personally wouldn't be able to feel that in my body, but what I do know is that we all have those moments when it's really hard to sleep at night. And there has to be a way for us to release it, to sanctify. One of the things that I know for me is that without releasing it and blessing it all, right, we become emotional hoarders. And then it just feels really tight, and it becomes every block in the system that is actually letting us create excuses to why we have the life that we do, instead of letting those parts of us be the thing that leans us in of what we overcame to live the life that we've been destined to have and to create. And don't forget to wear your crown, right? I think a lot of us kind of forget that we have that.
And if you see somebody's crown is not quite straight, help them straighten it. It's perfect.
Weird, right?
In other words, being of service, you know, I just want to throw in before we step into, you guys all get your pen and piece of paper, because the tool I'm going to share with you is going to require you to write. So everybody get your pen and piece of paper, handy dandy, getting ready. I love that. Your crown. Remember to wear your crown. So one of the things that comes up for me with release is and this is the biggest part, is the appreciation factor, the gratitude factor, the G vibe. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about how do we spark that G vibe in a situation that looks like not something that we want, not something that we desire, not exactly what we were hoping for. And this is the challenge. So we go through our processes of release. We forgive, and we're stepping into, before I can get to forgiveness though, one of the things is the radical acceptance of what's happening right now. Understanding that everything is just the way that it should be, divinely the way that it should be, for one reason or another. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is to look deeper. Down inside of that, what is there that's showing you the golden nugget, the G vibe, the gratitude nugget? What about this could you look? What is good? Well, there isn't anything good about this. Okay, all right. That's when we have to really, really go deeper. Because in order to shift in my life, I have to get into a gratitude moment. I have to shift it, and I have to look for something that's good in my life to get my focus away from the things that I'm negatively focusing on. Because we all go there. It's just how it's human nature. So looking for that essence of the G vibe, which is that gratitude vibration in anything, is going to help shift it. As you go into this space, remember, as you accept everything, that means accepting yourself, that you are divinely perfect, that you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. Ever, period. And the last part is, if you're really, 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 really stuck in your stuff, and you don't know how to release it, and you're like, yeah, but I've been trying and I'm just stuck, and it's that old story, and you are on it's a broken record. And like Miranda said, that comes from a very it comes from a victim space of you're looking at your life like it's happening to me, not for me. That part right there is the part that I encourage you to that's the part that needs to be shifted, is how that you're viewing your life and how it's happening to you. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that, is that gratitude is the shift. I encourage everybody to get into it. And that would be it for that. Can you still hear me okay? Because I'm using my old headphones. Are we good?
Yes.
Yay! So we have some tools on, I know I've done some cool things on manifesting my life. I know you guys have. This is just something fun we do when we write it out. I'll share mine and then you guys go, because we don't have enough time to go through the whole process to complete each one. So I'm just going to tell you how it works, and then you all can do it at home at your leisure. But this is where we're going to step into our imaginations and step into our true heart's desires. Not with the old story, but with the story of anything and everything is possible, because I do believe it is. And in a magical world of imagination, back when you were little, do you guys remember playing? And you could play and you were just having this beautiful, gorgeous time in your imaginary land. Yes, I'm telling you to tap back into that energy as you think about your life. Think about the things that you've always thought about. Maybe there's something that you used to love to do, but you have forgotten about it, like photography. I love photography just because. Not because I want to do it as a career, but because I just love doing it. It puts me out in nature, and I love that. So I would love to have more time for that. That would be an example of something I put onto my ideal life. I call it the star shine. So the star shine this is my messy one, okay? It's messy. It looks like that, which is kind of like a mind map. If you've ever seen mind maps, that's sort of exactly what it is. But in the middle of it is your ideal life, or the life I desire. And you start there in the middle of the nucleus is all about you. So it's you. And for each thing that you're coming out, you write something that you desire. I'll share one of mine. Let's see. I have a partner, and we have values, and our integrities in alignment, things like that, because I'm single. So I have on here what kind of a partner I desire. Create new tools for communication. I've actually done that, so this is fun. I'm working on 100% healthy eating and the different things on my body image that I've got issues with. Ondrea, we talked about the 21-day challenge. Links in the chat. I just had to plug it. Sorry, guys. But there's all these different things. Anything. My granddaughter's spending more time with me. Sparking the G vibe. I love to spark that G vibe. It's your gratitude vibration. So I'm just put it on there until it looks like a giant star shine. And this is how that I put down and I create my ideal life. And I've added to it. That's why it's so messy. Now I could get really fancy and use, Mind Meister, or what is that? The other one, Kumu, or Kumu, or something like that. But
yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, I don't have them, so I figure, or I do actually have them, but I like my chicken scratch. I'm old school. I don't know about y'all, but the reason that this is important, and let me explain this. It's because, and I write it in pen, not pencil. Is because when you write it, and words are power, when you're writing it down, it is literally setting it in stone. Like it's as good as if you were back in the day and you're engraving it into the tablet of stone. I mean, seriously, this is a permanent imprint into your life. And right now, if things are not the way that you want them to be, then start imagining what could be and what you do desire, and really shifting the focus. And the key to helping these things happen, and there's a very special key, and Neil Donald Walsh talks about this, and I'm going to tell you all, besides gratitude, I'm going to give you the other big secret that I've got. The other big secret is very, very simple. Be of service. Be that for others that you seek. Get out of your own head. Get out of your ego. Because if you're all just sitting there, if I'm sitting in my world and I'm just thinking about me, and this is happening to me, and this is happening to me, and oh my God, can you believe this happened to me? Well, then I'm all up in me, and I'm definitely not in a we. And the only way I know how to get out of that is to be of service. And you're like, but I don't have anything to give. Granted, that may be true, but that's it, you know, if you're talking about monetary value. But what about your heart? I remember back in the day, many moons ago, my kids are all grown now, but back when they were in elementary school, Justin was in 6th grade, and I created the circle of friends, and we took these kids to the convalescent home every week. And we did this, you know, a mile away. We did this field trip every single solitary week to teach the children that their time was as valuable as money, to teach them that to give of themselves was the best thing on earth they could do. And I've got the best photos from this, you guys. It was the most wonderful experience. And my point there is that being of service and giving of your heart is the most amazing thing you could ever possibly do. And it's also the fastest route to seeing your ideal desired life manifested right before your eyes, because people show up, places show up, magic shows up, and you are the magic. You see, you are it. You're the beauty you're the beauty there. And so with that, I'm going to encourage you all to take that tool and use it and really let that resonate with you. And if you're just joining us, you know, making sure you go back to the beginning and watch as we go through giving some more tools now. This is all we can do is share tools with you. You got to do the work. It's actually kind of fun if you really think about it. I mean, heck. So, you know, think about who you could be of service to. I think that's cool. Oh, we were missing the queen.
I want to answer to one of the comments that's in here, and I wrote a little bit in text, but maybe we can address some of this too. Someone was saying, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was about how do you go through this process and stay true to yourself, but walk away from things that are not serving you. And I said, walk away from things that aren't serving you. I mean, as you do awaken in this process and love yourself more, your true divine self is going to stand up for itself and say what it wants and what it needs and what feels like is love and what isn't. And for me, that was such a huge process that I realized my old life, where I was self-sabotaging, where I was inviting in abuse in some ways, where I was abusing myself, all these things of not loving myself, not feeling worthy, not grabbing my best life I could be. I had drawn all these people trying to use me, abusive relationships, all of this. And when I started really awakening to my healing journey and going through my healing journey, I ended up leaving and actually moving to another state because I realized how much of my life was interwoven with negativity and drugs and alcohol and things that I didn't want in my life anymore. And it was hard, extremely hard to pick up as a single mother and move to another state and I picked Colorado because there's beautiful mountains there. I didn't know anyone, but I just said, I want to be where I can see the life that I'm trying to map out and where I want my kids to be in beautiful, healthy environment and clean air and where I can be in beauty and nature and not have the drama of other people for right now while I'm starting to go through my healing journey. So mine is maybe a little more drastic than other people's, but it's whatever you need for your life and not walking away from what is hurting you or what is not in alignment is going to actually continue to hurt you more and is harder to stay in for the long run, harder to be on your journey by yourself, but be in another world that is something else or hurting you or not that thing. So I'm not telling everyone, leave hard relationships, anything like that. It's just do what is true for you. And it is a part of the process that you have to cultivate what is looking like your future going forward that you want it to look like. And that includes the people that are around you and the energy and the frequency that they hold and what they bring to you. And are they constantly bringing you down, or are they helping you rise up?
I got something to say to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a couple of phrases of wisdom that my mama shared with me growing up. And the first one, I'd sit there. Me and my mom, we have a great relationship. And I was sitting there in one of my adolescent episodes, we'll say, just sharing with her whatever was going on in the moment. And she just kind of looked at me, and maybe she was gardening or something. She just says, "Well, you'll continue to eat shit till you're full."
Yes.
And I couldn't believe my mom said that to me.
Love your mom.
Like, what? Like, you don't talk like that. Are you serious? I don't talk like that. But I just needed to hear it. Right? She's like, when are you going to just like give it up? When are you going to realize where you're at and just move on? Right? Like, there was that whole reality. And then another one that she shared with me was, well, you either figure out how to be a boss or get used to being someone's secretary. Right? Mm-hmm. And you just do it. You just figure it out. Right? And then I started thinking about this time I went bungee jumping. And I got up to this platform, and I've done a lot of skydiving, but the bungee jumping for me was different. And I remember what it took for me, like the energy that I had to have inside of me to look out into this vastness and jump. And I remember when I actually left the platform, how much emotion was surging inside of me. Like, what the hell am I doing? This is the stupidest thing ever. I'm so angry. I'm so this. I'm so that. Like, right? Like, just all of it, right? And then I just you do the snap and you do the bounce, and eventually euphoria came. But while I was in the plunge, while I was going down, while I had to get over whatever was in my mind to actually get off the platform, was so intense and unimaginably painful inside of my body. But just as painful as it was, that release, right, made all of that stuff, that story, worth it to actually take the plunge. And sometimes, in change theory, right, we talk about a lot of these like systems change stuff. In change theory, people have to recognize the burning platform that they're actually on in order to make the jump, and have to realize that if they stay on the platform, they will 100% die, right? If you are the butterfly that chooses to stay in the cocoon, you will 100% die. If you are that lobster that chooses not to take its shell off and let yourself be vulnerable for a while while the new shell comes on, you will 100% die. But if you choose to jump off the burning platform, there's a 1% chance you'll live. Just one. It's not like a guarantee. It's like maybe you'll make it, but at least you'll know you won't 100% die. You actually have a chance to live. And when I say live, it's not just let your heart beat and keep breathing. It's live.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Live. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, they lived. And you can too.
Choice. Ondrea, are you ready to step in?
What Rachel's saying, right? She's saying she felt the feelings, all the feelings that came up hard and strong for her. And then it morphed to euphoria. So we have to feel our feelings hard and strong. We can't push them down. We can't push them aside. We can't pretend they're not there. We have to feel those. She felt the anger and the crazy, what's happening, right? And then it shifted. And that happens to us too in everyday life. We don't have to bungee jump, but technically we are in everyday life. It feels like we're bungee jumping because it's scary. So today, right, it's Halloween. It's also that full moon that they were sharing. There's a lot of energy here. And so if you think of the moon as how it affects the waters, right? The ocean is directly impacted by the moon. When all the stuff of the ocean gets kind of washed up and then it gets pulled back. So what's coming up hard and strong for you today? You know, what's the moon rising up in you? Because we're 90% water anyway. So we're directly affected by the moon cycles, just like the ocean. And look at the feelings that come up. And for some of you, maybe you don't know what those feelings are. You just know you don't like it. You can't name them, and that's okay. But then go to, what do you want to feel instead? And maybe you can't write it out like, you know, this is what I want my life to be. And maybe that vision isn't so clear yet because you're kind of stuck in the stuff of your life. But you do have a feeling. You do have a feeling. And I bet you at some point in your life, you felt euphoria. Even if you were 5, like Debbie said before, and playing, you know, with your dolls. That was a moment of euphoria. So how can you plug in today to those moments that you've had, even if it was one, and I'm sure we've had many, we just tend to kind of forget those, where you can say, well, this is the feeling that I want to capture and I want to keep. And let the moon cycle help you build that feeling. And there's my cousin, if she's watching, she started this tradition with her business partner. And then she shared this with me about a month ago. So on a full moon, you take all of your good feelings, right? The feelings that you want to feel. The other important thing is, where do you want to feel that feeling in your body? Do you want to feel it in your heart? Do you want to feel it in your back? Do you want to feel it in your hands? Do you want to feel it everywhere? And you go outside on the full moon and you hold that feeling in your body, and then you howl at the moon like a wolf. And it was so incredibly like charging that one thing, what we did a month ago, stayed with me throughout the month because it felt so good. And I could remember that moment as we howled at the moon together. And sometimes if her and her business partner can't be together, they call each other and they howl on the phone. So even that, just take the feeling that you want today, go howl at the moon, and then keep feeling that feeling until the next full moon. And use the moon to help the waves of water within our body.
That was rock solid. It was so much fun. Who wants to give some other manifesting tools?
Well, we have 6 minutes left, and the Native American, I've done a lot of Native American ceremony and trying to, I've always felt since I was really young, that was one of my cultural ancestries that I was really tied to most closely. So I've done a lot of discovery of that in my life. And many tribes do moon ceremonies, and at the full moon, just like what you're talking about, even doing, you were talking about, Debbie, writing it on a stone and throwing it in the river, but they sometimes cut a piece of hair and that they'll burn in the fire to symbolize, or not a piece of hair, but just like a lock of hair to symbolize things they're letting go of on the full moon, and burn it during the full moon. And there is a process of starting mapping new projects or mapping things for your life that you do leading up to the new moon. So on every new moon, you can be birthed into your next new month of what you want to manifest and what you want to create, and just being more clear about that, and doing a meditation with the new moon, so that as you wake up that next morning after the new moon, you start that next new little thing. And every month they do that. And then, I mean, even tribally, they gather with the full moon and the fire circle to let the things go, celebrate the things that happened in the last month, and let that month culminate together, and let go what is needed. So developing your own process, and you can even do that with a little candle and a piece of paper that you write things you need to let go, or a little lock of hair, or whatever symbolizes that. I think it really is, when we bring it into a physical realm of what we're taking action around, and a ritualized thing that we're doing, it just helps solidify it even more, that we're on a journey that doesn't end. But it does go through cycles, and we do need the times of setting aside time for ourselves to process and say what is new and coming, and what new commitments do I want to make to myself, and what is old and needing to let go, and needing to get burnt in the fire, and that I'm ready to say goodbye to, so I can wake up with a fresh start the next day again. Anyone else?
Well, I do have something exciting to tell you all. I loved that, actually. I will suggest that you do not cut but just a tiny bit. But yeah, get rid of that stuff that doesn't work for you. Yeah, just a little bit of hair. Something exciting, we started this off when we were talking about the 21-day challenge with Ondrea Lynn. But one of the things, I don't know that if you realize that I'm going to post this link one more time into the chat, is that there is a free video of a free tool. There's a free awesome video about self-sabotage and how to stop that. If you're sabotaging your life, if you know that you need to get going and you've got the win story going, okay, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to do that when I've got more time, and I'm going to do that when I have the money, and I'm going to do that when. It doesn't come. Big secret. Big ta-da! Did you know that the win never comes? Ever. It is literally it's just procrastination. That's all it is. Win. So turn your win in the hell I'm going to get started into a win in your life, WIN. So go from the one that's not working to the one that does, and win in your life, WIN. And click the link. There's a free video. You just sign up for the email, and then go join the 21-day course. You can get started anytime. Rock and roll with yourself. Listen, we're coming up into the holidays. We're coming up, and look, I don't know about y'all, but COVID, okay, sitting on my butt a little bit more than usual. I kind of packed on a few extra poundages, and that extra 30 pounds didn't feel good, which is why I did the 5-day twice. Now I'm all about let's just do the 21-day now. And seriously, because win doesn't come. Geez, Jiminy Crickets. And right now, what better time? We got a blue moon, we got Halloween, we got a release. Let's release all the stuff, including all of it, because this is the whole body. We're not talking about just your butt. This is all of it. Or in my case, I don't necessarily want to release my butt, because when I lose weight, I have no butt. So that's probably not what I'm trying to do here, okay? But I am looking at what would it be like to get myself in a better shape. And, quit telling myself this win. Sign up, get the free video. It's like 20 minutes long, and it's got some serious nuggets and value in it. It's awesome. Anyway, love you all, and I'm going to pass it to whomever wants to just say something.
Well, I do have a poem that William Martino, who is Ondrea and Danielle and I's Qigong instructor and a beautiful man, he sent us a poem in case we wanted to read it today, and I thought it was very, very touching. And with the 21-day challenge as well, for everyone that doesn't follow us regularly, we didn't start this group to sell courses or be salespeople or create education material or anything. We did all of this on a spirit urge that asked us to start talking about our journeys and to help women that are out there in their rising up process. And many people have asked, how do I join you more deeply? What tools can I use? How do I start this journey? And Ondrea's journey and how she helps people journey is one that we picked that we feel we wanted to all do together and form a closer sisterhood. So that's what the 21-day challenge is about, and being in it together and us being there with you. So I just wanted to throw that in too. And the poem is called Rise. I don't even know who this is from, but it says, don't get angry or enraged or insulted. Rise above the bullshit. Flick your light back on and shine it brighter than ever, and fall so deeply in love with your own life that anyone who tried to wrong you becomes a laughable, ridiculous, distant memory. Thank you, William. And thank you all, sisters. Thank you, everybody, audience, for being here with us. And thank you, beautiful sisters, for being here every week, as always. I love you so much.
Can I just share one last thing before we go? It's so I am Native American, and my grandmother taught me a lot of really beautiful rituals. And you mentioned the hair ritual, and I want to share the hair ritual that my grandmother taught me. And she tells the story of Grandmother Spider, of how complicated we weave our webs. And particularly when we go into a hair releasing ritual, the way that I was taught was to take a strand of your hair, just one, right? And so sorry, I'm gonna take this off because that's not where this, and that was not where Spirit wanted to take it. But in Native American ritual, long hair means a way of understanding your emotional, mental, physical body and like the release process of it. So to take one of these pieces of hair, right, is really significant, right? Just one, and you get a stick, and you're in fire ceremony, and that you actually embody the spirit of Grandmother Spider and understand the webs of which you've woven. And as you take the stick and your piece of hair, right, the ritual of taking that one piece of hair, understanding the significance of it, and then unweaving your web and all the things that you actually want to release in this meditation process, as you wrap your hair around this stick, right, you're unweaving your web. And it goes into this meditation, and it's a trance that you allow yourself to go into, and then you burn that stick. And then that's the significance of fully releasing the web that you've woven and making your slate clear so that you can continue to create and listen to the things that you may not be listening to because of those things that were in that fire that you are now stepping away from fully. So it's kind of like the rushed translation version of it, but yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, we love all of you. And have a really great weekend. Make the most of it. Have a happy Halloween and have fun.
Happy Halloween, everybody.